preparation for our landing into Phoenix, we kindly ask that you please bring your seat back straight forward and still lock all tray tables, place any carry-on luggage that you may have taken out back underneath seat in front of you. The flight attendants will be making their way through the one final time in order to pick up the remaining service items. Also, at this time, we ask that you please double check the security of your seatbelts at this time. Thank you. family would like to welcome you to Phoenix, where the local time is 1 minute after 10 o'clock, and our scheduled arrival gate is A as in apple at 8. We kindly ask that you please remain seated with your seatbelts fastened and keep the aisles clear of carry-on baggage until we are safely parked at the gate and the captain has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign. Once he's done so, please check seatback compartments, closet, and overhead bins for any articles you may have brought on board with you. Please take extra care though when opening the overhead bins, as heavy articles may have shifted during our flight. On behalf of the entire Dallas-Fort Worth-based Spectre Lake States, it's always our pleasure having you aboard this evening. We do sincerely apologize for delayed arrival here into Phoenix. We truly hope it doesn't inconvenience you too much and appreciate the patience you've shown us. Once again, thank you. Have a blessed evening here in Phoenix, or our final destination may be.
Okay, we've arrived in Phoenix. Shoot. Let's see if I can read. And one. That's all. It looks like everything's closed. So leg one is done. I'm in Phoenix waiting for my flight to Chicago. It's on time, and actually they're scheduled to arrive early now at 5:07 rather than 5:15, so goody. We'll see how I do. Hopefully I can get some sleep on this flight. I'm starting to get tired now. It's about 11:15 now. We leave in an hour, but we start boarding in about 25 minutes. So, get on the plane soon.
Group 1 and active duty local military. Group 1, please, at Airport Chicago.
Off to Chicago. Oh, this thing's cool. Excuse me, I'm right there.
Chicago weather, cloudy, 46 degrees Fahrenheit. We do ask that you please pause for a moment from your electronic devices to direct your attention to the flight attendants in your cabin. We have a very important safety demonstration of our Boeing 737. Your attention, please.
Welcome to your American Airlines flight on its way to one of our many destinations across the globe. Made possible by our dedicated team members who all do it for one reason: you. That's why your safety and well-being are so important to us. Let's go through some in-flight instructions so we can get you safely on your way. First, make sure your seat is upright. All larger electronic devices are put away and your tray table is stowed. Seat back device holders must be stowed for taxi, takeoff, and landing. If you have a carry-on, place it all the way under the seat in front of you. Larger carry-on luggage goes in the overhead bin. If you have small handheld devices, such as cell phones, tablets, and smartwatches, please switch them to airplane mode now. If your electronic device falls into your seat, please do not adjust your seat and contact a crew member for assistance. If you are seated at an overwing exit, your window shade must remain open for taxi, takeoff, and landing. If you haven't already fastened your seatbelt, insert the metal end into the buckle and pull the strap so it's tight across your hips. To open your seatbelt, lift the top of the buckle. And remember, seatbelts should be fastened whenever you're seated in case of unexpected turbulence. U.S. law requires compliance with lighted and posted signs and crew member instructions. All flights are non-smoking, including e-cigarettes, vape devices, and smokeless tobacco. We can do to make your time with us more enjoyable.
We thank you for your attention. If you are wearing a face covering, in the event oxygen mask drop from an overhead compartment, remove your face covering before placing the oxygen mask over your nose and mouth. If you're planning to sleep this evening, this is a red-eye flight. The lights will be off, it will be dark. We're asking that you please make sure your seatbelt is fastened on the outside of your jacket or your clothing, so that the flight attendants will not have to disturb you. The seatbelt sign will be going on and off. We cannot see your seatbelt. We're probably going to have to wake you up. Also, American Airlines does have a quiet cabin policy. If you are going to watch a movie or listen to music, you must either have earphones on, earpods in. You cannot have the audio playing out loud in the cabin. We do appreciate your compliance. Again, this is 1148, service to Chicago O'Hare. We welcome you aboard.
remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the seatbelt sign is turned off. And keep the aisles clear of all carry-on items. Take a moment to check your seat back pocket for any personal items, like tablets and cell phones. When you open the overhead compartment, be careful, as items may have moved in flight. And thank you for choosing American Airlines.
We would like to welcome you to Chicago O'Hare International Airport. Local time, 4:49 a.m. On behalf of your entire flight crew, we'd like to say it has been our pleasure having you on board. We do appreciate your business here at American Airlines. We hope you have a great stay here in the Chicagoland area, or wherever your final travels may take you. With the arrival date this morning, H18, H is in Hotel 18. There will be a passenger service representative meeting on the flight. We can assist you with any connecting gate information and also baggage claim information. Arrival gate H18. We hope you have a lovely morning, enjoy the holiday weekend, and come back and see us again soon. Good day.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All is quiet here at O'Hare right now. It's 5 in the morning. Ugh. Five more hours till my flight. It's not even on the board yet. So now, I'm gonna go down and see if we can get into a lounge. I am absolutely exhausted. I think I got 45 minutes of sleep. What is it? So I could really use some place to lay down and try and get an hour or two.
This is Mayor Brandon Johnson, and on behalf of all Chicagoans, we are glad you're here.
So
Whether you're first time
This is the most euphoric experience of my life.
or a resident returning home, your presence in our city means so much. I hope you take time to explore each of our sound and show why named Chicago, the best big city in the U.S. It's impossible to see and do everything our wonderful city
We're here so early, there's not hardly anything open. I'm not even sure McDonald's is open yet. They might be. Yeah, they are. But let's see if this ticket gets us into the lounge. Okay, Admiral's Club is this way. Let's see if we can get in. And there's a long line here, so I don't think we can pay to get in either. It's going to be bad. Okay, so we'll see what happens. Good morning from Chicago. It is a little after 8 in the morning. I'm here in the Admiral's Club, or the American Airlines Admiral's Club. I was able to get in with my ticket from O'Hare, where I'm at, Chicago O'Hare Airport, up to Quebec City with my first class ticket. So had a little bit to eat. Selections not here aren't that great, but it was enough to, fill me up a little bit. I've been here since, I guess about 5:30, and I've got another hour and a half to wait before I board my plane on the final destination to Quebec. So, I found a little corner here in the lounge. Can't really see it. Where I've been kind of trying to sleep for a couple hours. It's a little noisy. I've had my noise canceling headphones on, but it still has some noise. But I was able to apparently get about 45 minutes or so of sleep here, so I'm on an hour and a half total. So I think what's going to happen is I'm going to get into Quebec, go straight to the hotel after I get my rental car, and probably crash for a couple hours, and then head on out to the places I want to drive to. I don't think I can do that this morning. I hope so. I hope I'm wrong. I hope maybe I get a little more sleep on the next flight. I'm not holding out much hope for that. It's hard to sleep, even in first class. Actually, it's a little more difficult because I couldn't use the tray tables in economy, of course, fold out from the back of the seat in front of you. These came out from the side, and so they weren't high enough and far enough out to actually try and rest my head on it. So that was a bit difficult to try and sleep that way and get comfortable. The side of the plane is a little farther away than it is in economy, so it's harder to lean on something. But being able to come up here in the lounge, I'm actually able to get a little bit of rest. Not a lot, but enough to function, I think, I hope. But we'll see. Like I say, I got about another, hour and 15 minutes sitting here looking at the clock before we are supposed to start boarding, and the gate's not too far from here, so got a nice view of the Chicago skyline from here. If I go around the corner, I'm sitting in my little hidey hole here to try and get some sleep. Restrooms right here too, so it's been very convenient. I think one of the reasons I wasn't sleeping too much either was my sinuses just opened up from all that horrible Fresno air and stuff, I'd been really congested. And laying here and being in Chicago with whole different air quality and pollen and stuff, my sinuses kind of opened up, and so it's kind of hard to sleep because my nose kept wanting to run, and I was wanting to not run and try and sleep. So we'll get back when we get to the next part of the video. We'll be at the gate. Here you can see the long line of planes that were winding around the runway, just ready to take off. There must have been at least 20 or so ahead of us. It took over half an hour just to get to our shot to take off. There's the line.
I'd like to welcome you to Quebec City, where your local time is 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be taxiing for a few minutes, so for your safety, remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened and all carry-on items stowed until the aircraft is parked at the gate and the captain's turned off the seatbelt sign. That'll be your indication it's safe to get up and move throughout the cabin to collect your personal belongings. And use care when opening those overhead bins, contents sent to ship during flight. At this time, feel free to turn on your cellular service to use your mobile phone. And on behalf of American Airlines and your Chicago-based flight crew, I'd like to thank you for joining us this afternoon. I look forward to seeing you again on the future American flight.
Okay, I landed in Quebec. Yay! Now I'm in Canada, going through customs. That was a piece of cake. Luggage came out right away, got through. I mean, it took me longer to walk to it than it did to go through it, to be honest. Then I went and found the rental car place. That was a little bit of an adventure trying to get over there. It's not that clearly marked as a little bit roundabout, but I got it. Got the car. And I'm here. And theoretically I can't check in for the 45 minutes, but I'm gonna go anyway, try and check in, and I think I'm gonna try and take a nap. I'm pretty beat. I did not get any sleep on the flight from Chicago here. Got a little bit of sleep in the lounge, and I got a little bit of sleep on the flight from Phoenix to Chicago. Not a lot. I got more on the lounge than I did there. So I'm gonna go to the hotel. We'll check that out, and then I'm gonna probably take a nap, and then we'll hit it. It is cold here today. It is supposed to be, I think, 47 Fahrenheit, and it's been raining. It is not raining since I got here, but it is a little bit windy. Well, it's very windy actually. So that's what it is. I needed my jacket, which I brought because I knew it was going to be cold for a couple of days here. The rest of the trip I should be okay. So we'll get back here again soon. So I'm here in my room. Took a little longer to get in here than I thought. They were not ready when I got here. So it'd be about an hour. I was just, oh God, I want to fall asleep right now. And I started to go out towards Montmorency Falls and stuff, but one, I was extremely tired. I got going, and traffic was just an absolute horrendous nightmare. So I came back around, got to the front, and they were able to check me in by that point. I stopped and got something to drink and checked in and took an hour nap. So the room's not pristine like it was because I've used some of it. But let's go over the room here. So it's pretty basic. Got your full-length mirror, microwave, TV with the cable box, desk. I think this is a fridge. Good. Chair, the heating air, the bed, the bathroom, and the thing that I'm looking forward to the most is the nice big deep bathtub. Yay! So I'm gonna do that later tonight. But I went out. I just got back from getting some stuff for dinner, a couple of snacks, and something else to drink. And I'm calling it a night. It started raining pretty heavy when I came out of the PFK, which is KFC in Quebec. It's just raining, and I'm actually tired. I only got like an hour nap. It really felt good though, but I'm still pretty beat, and I think I'm just gonna get up early in the morning and to see what I can in that amount of time. I do have to have the car back by like 2 o'clock, so then I'll go take a Uber or a taxi and get to the ship, and then get aboard there and woo, start it all off. So that ends this one, and we'll see you next time.